We are up and rolling. First podcast, Love Dove.
There we are.
There we are. So, thank you to anybody watching live, or if you're watching this later on. I guess we'll start with the name Couch Chatters, because that came. I don't even know how many years ago that was.
It's probably like 10 years ago. Maybe. Because remember, you used to always go live like on Facebook and stuff when I didn't know it.
Oh yeah, I recall it. That was like right when Facebook came out with Facebook Live.
Yeah, and you would just randomly go live, and I wouldn't know it, and then I'd be like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "I'm recording you."
Live.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, bah!
Yeah.
But
that's when
we made a Facebook page called Couch Chatters.
Yeah, and then people would ask us questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're kind of resurfacing it a little bit in a way.
Yeah, you didn't want it to be called Couch Chatters.
But I feel like we have to have it be Couch Chatters.
Yeah. So anyways, we're on the Myers fam YouTube channel. So we are the Myers family.
We are. Why don't you tell them about our kids and how many kids we have?
Okay, so we have 3 girls, Bria, Avery, and Cora. They're a lot of fun. We've gone through lots of different changes with all of them, learning to parent 3 completely different personalities.
And ages.
Not completely different ages. Our older 2 are just 16 or 18 months apart, and then.
But the difference is that we have to parent Cora. It is a different age because we have 2 other kids that are older, so it's a different style. We're not doing the same things with Cora like we were with Bria and Avery, because we're doing stuff with Bria and Avery, and so that's creates a...
Okay, so anyways, we have 3 girls. We used to live in New York. We were born and raised in a small town in New York. Lived there for 32 years, 33 years. When
30.
did we move?
I think it was 32.
And we moved to Florida. And we've lived here for a little over 2 years. And finally coming around to liking it.
It's been a whirlwind, that's for sure.
Lots and lots to unpack from our journey, but...
and we'll get into that eventually.
Yeah, I think that on the podcast, some things that we'll probably talk about the most are our family, how we navigate things, God, because God is number 1 in our life, and we have 2 golden doodles.
The best, except one of them's brown.
Yeah.
Hopefully people can hear us if we're on here. This is our first go around.
Ollie and Cooper are their names. And I think that's probably what we'll focus on, right?
Yeah, I think
faith and
family, a little bit of homeschooling. We homeschool, but we're not gonna that's not gonna be
definitely not pros
main...
at that. Definitely not pros at anything, but
yeah.
Yeah, we have some really crazy transitions that happened in our life that we'll probably chat about, because we get lots of questions from people that we used to know about why we chose to move to Florida, if we're in God's will moving to Florida. Lots of stuff to unpack.
Yeah, so if you're into... I would say this podcast is definitely for families, definitely for parents of younger kids and tween kids, tweenish, maybe early teens.
We know nothing about boys.
And faith, there's a lot of things we're uncovering with our faith and our marriage, and tools that we're developing. And really, I felt like this podcast is going to create somewhat of an outlet of being able to share these tools we're finding, because I think they're vital to a marriage. I think they're vital to a family. Are we pros at them? Absolutely not. But I feel like,
It's going to be a chill, relaxed podcast.
yeah,
Colin and I have some of our best chats in the mornings,
yeah.
sitting on our couch.
And I think the idea is to take some of those. Like, I don't ever want to like record those special moments with us just doing what we're doing, but I want it to like maybe pluck some things out here and there of those conversations and then bring them to this platform. So I think we should start with like kind of maybe how we got down here. Does that sound like a good idea?
I don't know. We'll see. But I think today was just who we are, right? So that's who we are. We're the Myers fam. 3 girls,
3 girls.
2 dogs. Live in Florida. Here we are.
We're living. So let's dive into that a little bit. So let's go back to vacation here of 2023.
So we vacationed here in Florida for several years. And typically like 2 times a year, right?
We would try to do 2 times. So, well, at least when I owned my business. So I used to own a landscaping business up in New York where we used to live. And it was
one
like,
year we came down 3 times. But
yeah.
I think that was because me and you came.
But I always tried to get away for at least twice a year.
Yeah, so we used to vacation here, and we really liked the area. And then we were down here in 2023, February.
It was the first time we ever drove here.
Yes.
I
We
didn't-
always flew, but why did we drive?
It was just cheaper. I couldn't find good flights.
Yeah, because we always
And
went
then we
in
would have had to
February.
rent a car, and we wanted to bring Kaylee with us, and
Yeah, so we drove.
Kaylee's our niece.
And we were getting ready to go home, and going back to Western New York in February is not really fun. It's cold. You're over the winter. It's gray, and it just doesn't want to stop snowing and being cold and gray. And which we didn't move to Florida because of the weather. Even though some people think that, we did not. But
Well, we always said it felt like home.
well, so we're driving, and I'm like, God, I really don't want to go back. It just feels like it could be home here. And then we got back, and you started applying for jobs.
Well, like always, I usually take whatever you tell me you like something. I usually try to run with it. And so I was like, well, could we make this work?
Yeah, so he started applying for jobs, and he got a call.
We got a call back. So that was like end of February. We came back from vacation.
Oh, yeah. I thought you meant you got
Yeah.
the call. It's like, no.
I started applying for jobs in March.
I think you got like another call, but you said no. Like that didn't seem right. Or
it was pest control sales.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I didn't want to do pest control sales. I wanted to do, I wanted to be into like, at the time I was doing electrical distribution, and I wanted to find something in that same genre. I want to say genre, but whatever line of work.
Yeah.
So then I decided, I applied at this other place, did a Zoom meeting. They really liked me, and then they decided to fly me down. It was the week before Easter.
Or was it the week of Easter? Because I
It
was
was
at
the
your
week.
grandma's house.
Yeah, it was the week.
I think you flew home on Easter.
No, I flew home on a Saturday to be home for Easter.
Oh.
But yeah, that's a whole nother story. But anyways, so I came down here, basically got a job offer on the spot, They were willing to help us move here, and talked to Sarah, and I'm like, hey, we can actually make this happen. I think we should do it. And so then we decided to take it, and then miraculously, I found a house to rent
The same weekend.
the next day.
Or wait, no, you were here.
I was here.
Oh yeah, so you got the job offer while you were here.
I got the job offer on a
Because
Friday.
you were staying like the weekend or something, right?
I flew down Thursday.
And then you flew home Saturday night.
Yeah.
And so after they said that you had the job, you're like, all right, well, I'm going to go look at a couple houses while I'm here.
Yeah.
And so
We found one we
Found
really
one.
liked.
and
Then we
got the house. And Colin showed up and people were already viewing the house and
Yeah.
people were like, it was like people were lined up to see this house. And so we're like, you went to the library.
Fix your mic. I don't know if it's gonna make a difference or not, but I just feel like it's going down. So it's
You went to the library to print out like the lease agreement and stuff so that you could sign
Yeah.
it and like can't be the first one to like turn it in or whatever.
yeah, and we got it.
Did
It
we
was
get
like-
it? Did we get it like the next day?
We got it that day. Later on that day, I found out. Like, I sent all the money over. Like, the way it happened was so God. It was so smooth.
Yeah.
And we, looking back on it now, we can easily say, like, we did not realize what God was doing. Like,
Yeah. So then we both worked full time in New York. So
and they gave me 6 weeks to get down here.
yeah. Until Colin gave his employer 5 weeks. I give mine 4 weeks notice.
Yeah.
And just somehow miraculously packed up all of our stuff and got down here. I don't really know how.
Packed up. We sold a bunch of stuff.
Our girls were like still in sports and activities and everything. Cora was in preschool full time, and it was a whirlwind. I seriously don't know. I don't know, because I feel like you were like not home a lot, and I was just room by room. Like,
Well, you quit before me.
yeah.
So
Well, I only
you-
had a week before
But
you.
you did a lot in a week.
Yeah. And one day we just were like, all right, we're having a garage sale, like on a whim.
No, it was
Our neighbors were
our
having a garage
neighbors were
sale.
having a garage sale. So the best part is that they like paid money to like.
It's not the best part. They were really ticked
It
off.
was actually they really ticked off. It was really funny. So they paid money to like put the advertisement in a
Look,
newspaper.
we didn't mean to piggyback off them.
And so we're
I
like-
guess we kind of did.
We
but
didn't
we
know,
didn't,
but
like,
we didn't know.
like-
we didn't know they like paid money to like advertise.
Right,
this
like
thing.
they were just having garage sales, so we're like, well, let's just put our crap out from our garage.
And we did.
Like literally.
We did way better.
Like, and then they were getting mad because everyone was
Yeah.
coming to our sale, but it was because we had big things like snow blowers and like Colin's landscaping equipment and lots of shovels and rakes and all of the things. Anyways, it doesn't matter now. But so like that worked out. We like emptied our garage that day.
Yeah.
Like everything was gone, and we sold it for nothing. But anyways, it doesn't matter.
So we got
So
rid of
then,
everything.
like I was behind the scenes packing and being a crazy person, and working and running children around, and somehow finding time to eat. And then Colin was researching all of the things. Like, you got the moving truck ready. You got, like, you got Chris's ticket back home ready. Like, you got
internet.
internet.
Well, I flew back down here.
Yeah,
and I moved a bunch of
But then
stuff.
you got, what else did you do? Oh, he researched churches and listened to sermons and made a list of churches that we should try out.
Which was very important
And
to us.
then,
And then we'll get into that
Yeah.
in another.
So
that's like a
then-
whole nother podcast.
yeah, so then, like, a couple weeks later, Colin flew down another weekend, and he, like, went on Facebook Marketplace and, like, bought, like, because we weren't going to bring everything from New York, because it was too much to put on the moving truck. So he bought, like, beds for the girls.
Yep.
And, like, a couch and a dining room table, right? No?
No, we didn't buy the dining room table until we got down here. I bought a couch, bunk beds.
But
and the
that
trundle
ended
bed.
up being clutch
Huge
because
blessing.
well, because Colin, like when we drove down, Colin and my brother drove the U-Haul, and then I drove with my mom, our girls, and our dogs in our van. And the idea was that I was going to stop overnight.
Right.
And Colin was going to stop overnight. We were going separate routes, but we were both going to arrive the following day. Well, I am a crazy person and decided I didn't want to stop and I couldn't stop. So I ended up doing the drive straight through. I did stop at one point. I asked my mom to take the girls into McDonald's and sit with them and make sure that they ate. And I took like a 20-minute nap in the car. And then I went in quickly, ate, and then we just kept driving. I think it took us 22 hours.
I want to back up, though, to when I was down here by myself. So there's this one coffee shop we always went to.
When we were on vacation.
When we went to vacation. So I just went there because I was down here. My brother lives down here, and I was staying at my brother's house. And so I went to this place because they didn't wake up, and I was up before them. And I happened to just meet this couple that were having breakfast on a Saturday morning. Oh, no. Back up. This is when I came down. This was when I was getting ready to go
I don't know.
This is when I was getting ready to go sign the lease. And I met them at the coffee shop before I went. I was waiting for the library to open. And I met this couple, and we started talking, and we were talking about God, and he said, and like out of the blue, he's like, hey, if you need help moving anything when you come down here, let me know, and I'll help you. And I was like, okay. Like, so we got everything arranged, and I was flying back down here, and I texted him, and he's like, yeah, I can help you. So when I flew back down here, this guy that I met at a coffee shop randomly
drove around in a U-Haul with you
me
all
for
day.
like 5-6 hours in a U-Haul.
Getting like heavy furniture
off second floor freaking
apartment,
sweating because it's like end of April, beginning of May down here, and that's a hot part down here now that we live here. Like, so like this guy, and still to this day, I have to go to lunch with him soon. Like,
yeah,
he was so good to me.
So,
but like, how
well,
good
you have gone to lunch with him, but like you mean
we're just
more
not
recently,
yeah, we have.
But anyways, so it all worked out. We got down here in 6 weeks. So vacationed in February, applied, got a job in March, moved down here at the beginning of May, and then started attending our church the week after we got here, and we haven't left.
And we're pretty biased on it.
Yeah, we really love our church.
I think it's the best church in the world, but that's just me.
Yeah, I think our whole family agrees with that statement.
I mean, we stayed for 2 services last Sunday, and it was like nothing for that. Even like the kids.
Our girls love it.
Kids love our church. You can look up Harborside Christian Church. That's where we go to church. They actually have albums and music. This is not a plug, like, not trying to promote them or anything, but they do have good music. But yeah, it was a crazy journey when you really think about it and look back on it. What do you think was the most like, what was that like? What was the one thing that you were like, I thought this was going to be this way, but it wasn't. It was this way. Like, it was the complete opposite. Or what's something that sticks out to you like that?
Well, it's going to be negative.
It doesn't have to be. It can be negative.
Because everyone said, when you move to Florida, the only thing you're going to say is, why didn't I do this sooner? And I had a lot of like depression and anxiety and went through a lot when we moved to Florida.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. And so on the other side of it now, but
praise God.
It was a lot.
Yeah.
It was really heavy and really dark for a long time. So I guess that would be my one thing that like I didn't think. Like I don't know, when you come from a small town that has nothing and you're always so bored, like you would think moving to a place that has everything and anything you can think of, and it's sunny and there's beaches and everything you could dream of, you would think that it would just be like this glorious time, but it was not that way for me.
No.
It is now more,
It is a lot more.
but
Well, like we had so much in our family we had to work out.
mm-hmm,
Like and our relationship. Like
mm-hmm,
there's and we'll talk more on that as time goes on.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, it was definitely
It was a transition. That
it was
was
a
one of our
huge.
transitions.
Well, we had never done anything like this.
Right.
Like we lived in the same county our entire lives for 32 years.
Well, I don't know that there's like a roadmap of like, okay, you're going to transplant your whole family and everything you knew, and you're going to move 1,200 miles away. Like, no one like has like a, okay, so you do this and you do this, like step by step things. And like, that's kind of how my brain works, where
Yeah.
it's like, you tell me what to do and I'll get it done, but I need someone to explain it to me. And that is not how moving
Yeah.
works. Yeah, so I guess that was my thing.
I guess mine would be I thought I guess I thought it would be easier than it was. Like,
You're
oh,
probably like, why is this
like why
crazy
is
wife of mine being
well,
crazy?
I was very naive, not the best husband to begin with, so let's start there at the time. I hope I am now. But so at the time I'm like, what like this just doesn't compute in my head. Like where you live in Florida, this is what people dream of. The year prior, at our 10-year anniversary, we were talking about
We really got to watch that
we
video.
gotta watch. So we have when we did our 10-year anniversary, we actually me and her flew down here, stayed in Florida for vacation, and we recorded a video of us asking each other 10 questions. I think it was about the future. Is that what it was?
No, it was just, maybe it was future. I can't remember. It was 10 questions, but neither of us knew each other's question.
Yeah,
right?
we all yeah.
So that we wouldn't come up with prefabricated like answers. So like we sat down at the beach and then we asked each other our questions.
Yeah. So that was, but in those questions,
One of them was like, "What
moving
is
to
your?"
Florida or something like
No,
that.
it was like, "What is your 10-year goal or something?" Or like, "What is like? Where do you see yourself in retirement or something?" Like I don't know.
Yeah,
It
something
definitely
like that.
wasn't like, "What do you want to do in the next 3 years?" And the answer wasn't move to Florida.
No.
Like it was like, once the girls are grown and
To bring like a faith side of it to this is like, and we've been talking a lot about this, is that there's such a reason God doesn't give you the full plan. Because if you would have said to us 5 years ago, you're going to, actually, maybe 6 years ago now, you're going to quit your landscaping business.
just that.
Just that. Let's start there. 2, work for an electrical distribution company that I knew nothing about, then become a manager.
I'll never forget that when you called me, because obviously I knew that the landscaping business was ending and things like that. But you called me and you're like, well, I've got an interview. And I'm like, for where? And you're like, an electric supply company. I'm like, oh, what? And you're like, yeah, it's like just a counter position or whatever. And I'm like, okay, why?
Well, I had put some thought into it, like, because I wanted to stay in the trades of like the people that I dealt with, like construction, landscaping, like not landscaping, but those type of people. And I'm like, well, I don't have to do the work, and I just
Yeah,
sell
like
them the
I
product.
don't even know. You must have like applied for that job like at your garage.
No, I did it in the basement.
You did?
Yeah,
I don't
because
like.
I didn't even have, because it wasn't until December that I did that.
Oh, and we had already gotten rid of the garage.
We had already gotten rid of the garage. We got rid of the landscape business. We sold the truck. And so like I was just kind of coasting for a minute. Through the holidays. That was my plan. But then I actually started before the holidays.
I was gonna say you started.
I started
yeah.
like the week of the holidays.
Yeah, because you, but it worked out because you had like short weeks because it was like Christmas Eve and Christmas, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's.
And they gave us an extra day off.
Yeah,
That
I
was
remember
nice.
that. Mm-hmm.
But anyways, what I was saying was that God doesn't give us the plan fully because like we can't comprehend it. We can't undertake it. We can't, like, it's overwhelming to us.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually listening to another podcast.
And that's like one of the conversations that we had the other morning too, is like I don't think that our brains are meant to hold all of that information at one time.
No. I think like,
and that's what the problem with social media.
Yeah. Like the idea of baby steps in life makes so much more sense to me. Like the one podcast I was listening to last night, is his name is Dwayne Noel. He's kind of like an old school like rancher guy.
What was that beard?
No, that's not it. It's like the Cowboy Ranch or something like that.
Well, how did you know that?
I just was Googling.
Oh, that was like the hashtag.
Yeah, it was like something. But anyways, he was talking about like he was like going through something. He had to, he like was looking at a hill, or he needed to get to a mountain. So he looked at the hill to go up. He's like, I'll see my destination. He gets up the hill when there's another hill in front of him. He goes up that hill, and long story short, he had to go up multiple hills before he could ever see his destination. And like, but he was so physically exhausted from doing it, because he actually did this, that he would literally just look at a bush 20 feet in front of him and say, if I could just get to that point. And like how we have to take these steps like in our journey of like, if I just do what God told me to do today or this morning or whatever, that I'll actually be moving forward in the big picture. Because we all want like change, and we all want somebody to say like, this is where you're going to end up in 10 years, but there's a process to it. Like our process of coming to Florida and getting to where we are today, like as I look back on it, every single thing was a step towards it. It was leading up towards it, and there was things that had to happen to get to where we are today. And it's crazy. It's just crazy to think about, because like literally, if you told us 6 years ago we would be here today, we would tell you
5 years ago,
4 years ago, we would tell you
3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago, we would tell you you're nuts. So yeah, it's just, I don't know, like that's my little faith plug of the day. I know it's not a crazy deep podcast, but that's how we got to Florida. And I tell you what, it's kind of like just beginning for us now, really.
Mm-hmm.
Taking 2.5 years, but we're starting to figure this sucker out. But
it hasn't been 2.5, has it?
Almost.
Oh yeah, it's September. Gosh, wow.
Yeah, it's September. Happy Labor Day.
Yeah.
That's when this was recorded. But
wow.
All right, well, I think that's a good first podcast. Good introduction. Like we said, we're Colin and Sarah. We're the Myers family. We have 3 beautiful girls. They're all in their beds right now. I don't know the frequency of this podcast yet. Could be a couple a week, could be one a week. I don't know.
Could be one a year.
Could be one a year. No, I just set all this stuff up, so I'm pretty excited about it. She was on board. She did not want to do this originally, but it's okay.
I think it'd be a lot though.
She pulled it together for me. But you had some great stuff you contributed tonight.
Thanks, Zoe.
But most importantly, I think one thing we want to do in this podcast is that if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and Savior, you can do that. It might be your first big step. It might be your first part of your journey, your first baby step. And that's just knowing who Jesus is and learning more about him and letting him be the Lord of your life. I will say that we did not get to where we are today without us actually laying down our lives and living for Jesus. So it's very simple. It's easy to do. All you do is say, Lord, I believe that you're Lord, I believe that you died on the cross for my sins. I believe that you rose again from the dead. And Lord, that you did it for me to cleanse me and to make me a new creation inside of you. I give you my life and I choose to follow you all the days of my life. And it's that simple. And you can do that with me. You can go back and listen to what I just said. And if you do that prayer, tell someone. Let them know that you decide to make that decision. And I encourage you to find a good local church to go to. You can let us know in the comments. If you could, subscribe to the channel. It's really not to be some crazy thing. If we could help one person in any of this, that's well worth it in my mind. So God bless you guys. Have a great night. Be on the lookout for the next one and share it with some people maybe. I don't know. Whatever you feel led to do with this. Have a great night, and we will